Hey, you all. How are you? It is your girl, Latanya Washington here, your marketing professor, content visibility expert, and the owner of The Customer Culture LLC. And I am here today because, first of all, I really want to take a sip of my juice, but I'm going to wait for a minute, okay? But last week, you all, for me, was our first week back to school. And let me tell you what I did in my class. I wanted to open up with a bit of an icebreaker. Even though we went through the syllabus, we went through what's expected of each student. We're looking at their responsibilities. We went through everything. I answered questions, all those things, but I also wanted to do an icebreaker. So this is what I did, and I want you all to listen very closely because not only did I think about them, I thought about you as a professional. All right. So, with that, you all, this is what I did. I provided to them, 10 questions. In those 10 questions, you all, ooh, these questions were so good. There were a few of those questions, you all, that I noticed that they had a tendency to lean towards. And so, with that, I'm going to share with you all one of those questions. All right. If you want to know the other questions that I share with them as well, send me a DM or email me at ask@latanyawashington.com and I will send you those questions because you might want to use them for yourself, or you might want to even gain content for yourself, depending on what it is that you want to do, what your goal is. But here is the question that I asked them all, and I want you all to begin to think about it because I want you to answer the questions I want you to answer the question as well. This is what I asked them, you all. Here's the question. Would you rather have people follow you because of your personality or because they trust your expertise? I'm going to repeat that. Would you rather have people follow you because of your personality? They love your personality, or because they trust your expertise? I want you to think about it. How about you? Because the answers you all for me were very, very interesting. And another thing they began to do is they really began to think things through because they just could not say, my personality. No, 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 no. They had to tell me why. Why would it be the personality? Why would you prefer that over the other? You see, we have to dig deep. So my thing is, you all ready for what I have to say to you? My say to you is this. Why are we choosing? Why are we choosing? Okay? Because with that, you guys, I want you all to stay all the way to the end because there's something that I want you to do. But before we go there, let me say this. Write this down. It's your personality, whether it's bubbly, whether it's straightforward, whether it is chaotic, whether it is monotone, whatever that thing is, you all, for the audience, it's that personality of yours that gets you noticed. All right? Guess what? Expertise, expertise, you all, is that thing that gets you trusted. That thing that you know, the resources that you provide, the fun things that you do. You're showing me things, maybe behind the scenes, all those things. And guess what? It's that combination that makes you memorable. So, your personality, your expertise, all those things put together, you all, is that thing that makes you memorable. All right. And so I wanted you all to think about those things. Another thing is, even in regards to this, as professionals that are utilizing, especially you on your social media platforms, you're looking to connect with people there. You're looking for opportunities. Of course, you have to build that trust. Okay. One thing that I want you all to understand is this as well, is the platforms you all are paying close attention to original content. So the question is, are you coming up with original content, putting in your personality, sharing your expertise, what you have already provided, maybe in the marketplace to other organizations, to other businesses, how you've been building. Maybe you have decided to develop a t-shirt company. Well, what was the process? What was the behind the scenes? Did you use drop shipping? I mean, people are looking for information in regards to all of this. What made you decide to become a comedian? What happened? Begin to share these things, because the platforms, you guys, are looking for original content. So let me tell you what they're doing, because you have a lot of people that will do a lot of copy and pasting. And so what the platforms are doing is this. You listening in? They're putting a label on it. Then the label is letting people know this is AI content. Now, let me say this to you as well. Now, even though they might put on it as AI content, everybody may not be just simply using AI. I mean, come on, y'all. Let's be real. We're in a world now where everybody's using AI. They're using Chat GPT. Let me say we're using Claude. Let me say us. We're using Perplexity. We're using Gemini. We're using all of these things. But we have to understand that you still have to build in your personality, share who you are. There's certain things that I will say. There's certain things that I will say many times at the end of my videos. Now, you know the drill. Say, thank you, Miss Latanya. See, that's part of my personality after I provide resources, because I am an educator. All right. And so my job here is to educate people, to provide the resources, to give people tips, to guide them into their next level. And so the platforms, you guys, right now are looking for original content. Now, you can still, of course, as I said before, utilize AI and all these things, but you always still want to take a good look at things, and you want to read things through and say, is this who I am? Even though it's providing me this information, is it speaking my voice? Is it saying what it is that I normally speak, or what I say? Because some of you all have some quirks. Some of you all have things that you do and what you say. I mean, you need to add it in there, because you do not want to become individuals that everything that you post, everything that you say, I mean, it becomes so like, duh. We've seen this before. Okay, so you want to begin to do those things, but I wanted you all to know that the platforms are beginning to pay attention, and they're labeling information. They're labeling these things. YouTube is doing it. All of them are doing it, because the audience is still looking for original content. You still bleed. You are not a robot. I want to say that one more time. You are not a robot. Okay. And I still want you to do some critical thinking, think things through. We are very smart people, and we're still looking for personality. We're still looking for expertise. We're still looking for these things. All right. Now, I want you all to take a good look at what people are looking for and what these three layers are going to do for you. So let's start with number one. You ready? You listening in? Because I want you all to take notes. The first thing is, you guys, is your personality. Especially when you're utilizing the platforms, you guys, I wanted to make sure that I provided you with these three layers of professional visibility. All right. So the first one is, as we said, it is personality. So what does personality answer? Guess what? Your personality answers the question to your audience. Do I like you? Do I like him? Do I like her? That's what the personality answers. I am bubbly. You know, I am who I am. I cannot change. So my personality off the bat will definitely is going to stand out, because some people just every once in a while they need to pick me up. They need to see somebody that is having fun, having a good time. Maybe they need to put a smile on their face. They need to laugh to get through them their day. It is just who I am. We all attract different people. Okay. And so I want you all to understand that. Now, you have some people who are straightforward. Now, hey, Straightforward. Most of the straightforward people are engineers. I just gave somebody I just gave you all something. If you ever are dealing with a group of engineers, they definitely want the answers play by play. They want the resources. They're not into all that little extra. No, tell it like a TI is. Those are what engineers are. They're thinking things through. And so let me go back. Let me go back to my personality. Your personality answers, what did I just say? Your personality answers you all the question of, do I like you? All right. So if it's your humor, maybe it's the story you share. Maybe you're sharing your perspective on things, your style, your quirks, all of those things, behind the scenes moments, um, how you communicate. That's what your personality really, really answers. All right. And so now let's take a look at the next. So we talked about personality. The next one we're looking at, you guys, is expertise. What does expertise answer? You ready? Expertise. This is what expertise answers, you guys. It answers this. Do I trust you? Do I trust you? That's what expertise answers. So it literally falls under what you teach, what you explain, what you interpret, maybe how you demonstrate some things, and it helps people to understand a thing. All right. Once again, personality answers, do I like you? Expertise answers, do I trust you? Now, we're going to look at our next. You ready? Our next is consistency. So, what does consistency answer? I'm glad you asked the question. I'm glad you asked the question. That question is, well, the answer is, do I remember you? So, consistency answers the question of, do I remember you? Now, this is where, you guys, people begin to associate your name with a particular subject matter. So you have what? What was the first one? Personality. Do I like you? Number two, expertise. Do I trust you? And number three is consistency. Do I remember you? And those are the things that I want you all to begin to think about. Because another thing is, I want you to understand this. If people really, really love your personality, but don't know what it is that maybe you're not sharing them, or what you're beginning to do is you're just showing you being, fun, whatever. But if they're looking for some resources or things like that, and you're not giving it to them, they're going to move on. Because what have you not done? You haven't positioned yourself. See, this is why you utilize your personality to, as well as you're able to share your expertise, your resources, your tips, your things like that. Because what you're stepping into now is you're literally positioning yourself. This is why, especially when it comes to marketing, you all, everything has to be strategic. We do not just throw a post out and hope that we keep, as what is the term, keeping hope alive. You all, we have to be strategic in regards to that. So now we're mapping out all these things. What is my goal here? Who am I speaking to? What am I trying to get across? Am I trying to sell this product? Am I trying to build a following? Am I literally creating wanting to create a paper trail? What am I going after, you guys? And let me say this to you all. Before you start selling anything, you need to build some awareness of who you are. You have to begin to position yourself as the person that, if I'm looking for someone who can bake a cake, I know to go to Sarah, because Sarah is always over there baking cakes. Okay? So you want to be very, very mindful of those things. All right. So now we looked at our personality. I want y'all to begin to think about that because can someone tell you who you are? Can someone tell you who you are from your perspective? All these things, your humor, your expertise. Next thing is, what did we say? Well, we just said personality. Next, we're talking about our level of expertise. Now, we talked about consistency, you guys, but consistency as well, you guys, follows us beginning to position ourselves. What is that all about? When I say positioning myself, what am I really, really looking at here? Here it is. You ready? I want you to write this down. Can someone tell what I want to be known for? Can someone tell what I want to be known for? And get ready because I'm going to have you do something. Can someone tell when they look on your social media platforms without even reading through maybe what you have up in your profile and they're looking at your pictures and they're reading the description in your pictures or it could be a photo quote. Um I really want to take a let me take a swig of my thing because I want you all to think about some things right about now. I want you to think about it. If I'm looking to position myself, you guys, can someone tell what I want to be known for? I want you to begin to think about that. I want you to really, really think about that. Can they tell what it is that you do? Can they tell who you serve? Can they tell all of these things when we go from all of these looking at all of these levels? Now, I want you all, before I have you go back and take a good look at your own social media platforms and reading through and looking at your post and what is the description in your post, because remember, what did I say before? You cannot just throw a post out there with the hopes that people are going to see it, because everything at the end of the day has to be mapped out and it really, really needs to be strategic. Okay. And so there are things it comes from, oh my goodness, there's so much to this thing from making sure we utilize keywords, making sure we're doing certain things, you guys. And until you really, really study marketing and social media marketing, you may never know, but I'm here to help you through the process, okay, of it all. Now, another thing that I want you to all to do, I want to give you, this quick formula. And then some of you may have already gone back and you maybe you stopped this video and you've gone and taken a look at your different platforms. But I want to make sure that I also give you this simple, what I call this simple content formula. And it is this. Number one, show me. Plus, teach me. Next, remind me. Okay. Remember how we talked about earlier? We talked about personality. We talked about expertise. We talked about consistency. We talked about positioning. Okay. So the simple formula for you all is show me, teach me, remind me. Here we are. Show me who you are. Teach me something that you know. Remind me what you want to be known for. That's the simple formula. Okay? So I want you all to begin to look at this. And I wrote down some things like some examples. For instance, here's an example. Instead of saying things like this, Happy Monday. Hope everyone has a great week. Now, every once in a while, you could just throw those things out, but you don't want to be consistently staying on surface on those things like that. I want you all as a professional to begin to do like this. Ready? Because keywords matter. Your audience matters. How you're trying to position yourself matters. Okay? I want you to do this. Here's an example. Here we go. I walked into my first week of classes expecting students to learn from me. Then an icebreaker reminded me of something professionals need to remember about visibility. See, I took that. So now, you guys, my personality, not only here, but also in the classroom, you all. I knew that my personality, you all, was going to create my entry point. I caught people's attention. I caught my students' attention. But guess what? It was the expertise, and it will be the expertise, you all, that literally becomes the payoff. Oh, that was good. Can I get a drum roll? Can I get a drum roll? Can I get a drum roll, please? All right. And so I want you all now, I want you to do this as we close. I want you to go back and look at your last three posts. In those last three posts, can you see your personality? Can you identify your expertise? And then, most importantly, is this: can I tell what you want to be known for if I were literally to go back and take a good look at your post? Now, in that, you guys, if you ever find yourself having a problem or you have questions, what I want you to do, here's my pointer. What I want you to do is I want you to DM me, or I want you to send me an inbox. I want you to message me and say, help, because we want to make sure that you're just not on these social media platforms as a professional, not knowing your direction or a strategy in which you know that you want to step into to meet your goal, to get to the place that you want to be in. But we have to start right at point A. And we're going to go from point A to point B. From point B, we're going to go to point C. We're not going to go whistling down the yellow brick road from A to Z. No, because you're going to get confused and then you're not going to do a thing. Because it's too much. I want us to begin to create what we call small wins. And in those small wins, you guys, those are the things. And I want you to all listen to this. It's the small wins, not only just for you, but it's going to be the small wins for maybe a company that you're looking to connect to, or maybe it's your target audience. You have to give them small wins because they need to know that they are progressing. Same thing goes for you. So we always want to look at the small wins, and eventually we're going to get to the finish line. All right. So that's all I needed to say to you all today. All right. And so, with that, you all, once again, if you need my help, inbox me, ask at latanyawashington.com, or simply send me a DM. I am here for you because this is what I do. All right. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye bye.